On April 2, 1967, Dong Dramesi, then a captain with the 13th Tactical Fighter Squadron, led a flight of F-105s deep into North Vietnam. Tasked with striking a heavily defended surface-to-air missile site and conducting reconnaissance of a key enemy highway, Captain Dramesi faced an area teeming with anti-aircraft artillery and the constant threat of missile fire. Undeterred, he skillfully executed his strike, placing all ordnance on target before diving to low altitude to complete his reconnaissance. As he neared his objective, a barrage of ground fire ripped into his Thunder Chief, engulfing the aircraft in flames and forcing him to eject over the dense jungle. On the ground and surrounded by enemy forces, Captain Dramesi took on the role of ground forward air controller, pointing out targets to other aircraft. Despite heavy fire, he continued to call in ordnance, bringing the strikes even closer to his own position. In a final act of selflessness, he transmitted coordinates for one last airstrike, mere meters from his position. Shortly after, Captain Dramesi was shot in his right leg and captured by North Vietnamese forces. While being transported to a prison, Captain Dramesi escaped his cell as his captors were sleeping. He managed to traverse 9 miles in enemy territory before being captured the following day. He was sent to the Hanoi Hilton and then the zoo. As a prisoner of war in North Vietnam, Captain Dramesi endured unimaginable brutality, but refused to break. For a full year, he meticulously planned an escape from the prison. On the evening of May 10, 1969, he and a fellow POW, Air Force Captain Edwin Atterbury, slipped past their captors in an audacious escape. Although they were ultimately recaptured, the escape deeply humiliated their captors and ignited hope among their fellow prisoners. The North Vietnamese responded with merciless torture, demanding information and compliance. Captain Dramesi resisted, safeguarding his fellow POWs and his country's honor. For 6 months, he endured isolation, irons, and relentless brutality, yet his spirit remained unbroken, inspiring all who shared his captivity. For his actions on April 2, 1967, Captain Dong Dramesi was awarded the Air Force Cross. He was then awarded a second Air Force Cross for his steadfast adherence to the code of the U.S. fighting force while a prisoner of war. Later promoted to colonel, he retired from the Air Force in 1982. Colonel Dramesi passed away on September 17, 2017 at the age of 84. Captain Edwin Atterbury died in captivity 8 days after their failed escape attempt.